You would have seen movies about self-discovery and unconditional love, but you wouldn't have seen a story like Flip shows. Do you want to know what is unique about this film? Stay with us until the end of the video to find out. So let's begin. The Bakers and the Loskys were two families that shared a calm suburban area in the late 1950s. Only a few front yards and well-manicured lawns separated their dwellings. This is where Flip's story starts. When Bryce Losky started second grade, he was an ordinary boy. He was so confident and cool in his crew cut and brand new sneakers. Julie Baker, a girl with curly hair who liked to dress in outfits that seemed to belong in a different era, resided across the street. Julie was different from other people not because of only the way she looked, but also because of the way she saw the world, finding beauty in the little things like the sycamore tree in her front yard. Everything changed when Bryce and his family moved into the home across from Julie's. Julie felt something she couldn't quite put her finger on when she immediately saw Bryce. She knew then and there that Bryce was unique. Julie made it her mission to catch Bryce's attention ever then. She followed him at recess, waited for him after school, and even placed notes on his desk. But Bryce didn't know how to take all the attention. Julie's continued involvement unnerved him, and he was baffled as to why she liked him so much. Flipped shows how Bryce and Julie's sentiments and comprehension of one another change over time as it's told from both of their points of view. The chapters written by Bryce depict his early irritation with Julie's attention, his attempts to live up to his father's expectations, and his difficulties in blending in with his contemporaries. Julie, on the other hand, shows in her chapters how much she loves nature, how much she admires Bryce, and how confident she is in herself. She wants to learn more about Bryce and establish a deeper connection with him than simply a simple crush. Julie observes Bryce's familial dynamics, identity difficulties, and insecurities. Over time, Bryce starts to perceive Julie in a different light. He begins to value her distinct outlook on life, her love of the sycamore tree, and her courage to voice her opinions. When Bryce discovers that Julie is more than he first assumed, he is pulled to her in unexpected ways. Julie is still in love with Bryce despite being increasingly conscious of his shortcomings. She observes his difficult relationships with his family, his battles with peer pressure, and his attempts to fit in. Julie is unwavering in her conviction that Bryce is someone who deserves to be cared for despite everything. A noteworthy emblem within the movie is the sycamore tree situated in Julie's front yard. For Julie, the tree represents her ties to the local community and the natural world. A pivotal moment in Bryce's family's relationship occurs when they choose to plant a sycamore tree in their yard. At first, Bryce interprets the tree as a symbol of Julie's enduring influence on his life, but as time passes, he starts to recognize its beauty and the bond it holds between them. Bryce and Julie's relationship encounters additional difficulties as they make their way through middle school. They deal with miscommunication, peer pressure, and the challenges of puberty. Between his need to fit in and his developing adoration for Julie, Bryce struggles with his feelings for her. Julie, on the other hand, stays loyal to herself, defending her convictions and clinging to her affection for Bryce. As high school draws near, Bryce and Julie have undergone substantial personal development. Julie starts to develop into more than just a liker. Bryce starts to feel a strong connection with her and wants to spend time with her. In response, Julie keeps faith in their relationship despite the challenges they encounter. Ultimately, Flipped imparts a feeling of warmth and hope to us. It demonstrates that love, in all its manifestations, can change and enhance who we are. The transformation of Bryce and Julie from neighbors to friends to something more is evidence of the value of empathy, perspective, and the ability to see past initial impressions. Their tale serves as a reminder that genuine connection requires patience and time, but that it's ultimately worthwhile. Flipped is centered around multiple key ideas that propel the story and character growth. The concept of perception versus reality lies at the heart of it. The movie deftly examines how our first impressions of individuals and circumstances can change as we pick up fresh knowledge and understanding. The multiple viewpoints of Julie and Bryce, the two major characters who originally have very different perspectives of each other, but eventually come to comprehend each other's actual personalities, are a lovely way to depict this concept. First love is another important theme, which is portrayed by the naive and uncomfortable romance that develops between Julie and Bryce. The emotional core of the narrative revolves around their path of resolving conflicts, emotions, and personal development. As both characters traverse the difficulties of their relationships with family and friends, which eventually define their identities and viewpoints, friendship is another important issue. Finally, the movie discusses family relations, namely the impact of parents and siblings on a person's morals and philosophy of life. The interactions between Julie and Bryce's families set their personalities and choices in context and emphasize the value of understanding and support from the family. This movie has a wonderful visual aesthetic that perfectly captures the nostalgic beauty of the 1950s and 1960s suburban America. The basic pleasures of youth, charming neighborhood settings, and verdant scenery are all celebrated in the cinematography. The palette is dominated by warm, inviting hues that capture the purity and innocence of early life. The nostalgic ambiance is further enhanced by the meticulous attention to detail in the clothing and set design, which takes viewers back to a time when life seemed more significant. The film doesn't mainly rely on special effects, but it does a great job of bringing the audience into Julie and Bryce's world with its well-constructed scenarios and settings. The film's themes of young purity and self-discovery are brilliantly complemented by each frame's intentional evocation of nostalgia and sincerity. Music also plays a big part in establishing the emotional tone of this movie. Classic songs in the 1950s and 60s are used on the soundtrack, which not only heightens the romantic overtones of the narrative, but also contributes to a nostalgic atmosphere. These ageless songs provide a sense of nostalgia and carefree joy, enhancing the characters' emotional journeys and significant relationship turning points. The limited but effective use of sound effects is especially noticeable in moments that highlight Julie's natural surroundings, like the sounds of birds tweeting or leaves rustling. The film's overall authenticity and emotional impact are enhanced by this attention to auditory detail, which helps to fully immerse the audience in the environs of the characters. The natural and conversational dialogue captures the characters' true voices and builds real ties that viewers may relate to. The sentimental and nostalgic tone of the film is a reflection of director Rob Reiner's style. The novel is told from two points of view, alternating between Julie and Bryce, so that the reader can fully explore the depths and complexities of the characters' lives. Through the use of this narrative device, the viewer can identify with both protagonists as they work through their emotions, goals, and personal development. A harmonious combination of humor, melancholy, and reflection is maintained throughout the movie because of Reiner's meticulous attention to timing. A complex tapestry of human experiences is woven from scenes of profound self-discovery and emotional relaxation mixed with moments of lighter fun. His direction places a strong emphasis on the value of little cues and complex facial expressions to portray the characters' changing feelings for one another, which helps viewers experience a strong sense of empathy and connection. So how did you like our breakdown of this movie? Do share with us in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed watching the movie, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.